Good morning and welcome back. We are here this morning and we're in the development of a sound mind. In my journal here this morning, I have our lesson. Actually, I have questions. This morning, I'm not going to try to give you answers. I am going to leave you with some questions, because questions sometimes lead us down the path and the journey that really benefits us the most. Answers sometimes are not that helpful. What I mean by that? Well, if you just know the answer, then there's no journey. And it's the journey that develops the best answers. And so, from the ministry and the writing of Dr. Miles Monroe, I wrote down 5 questions that he says every human needs to answer. And you know what? I believe it, because through some of my own development, these are questions that I've had to answer. And if you just break it down to the very simple things, 5 questions, how hard can that be? Well, that can be life-changing. So what is question number 1? Question number 1 is simply, who am I? Who am I? So look yourself in the mirror and say, who am I? That's a question you need to ask, because purpose gives meaning and power. When you know who you are, the old Latin phrase, know thyself. It is so important to really know who you are. Know yourself. Know your limits, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know who you are, know why you're here. Which leads us to this next question. Where did I come from? See, that is a question we all must ask. I personally am a believer in creation. I believe in God. I believe God created everything. I believe God created you, and I believe God created me. You have to figure out what you believe. You have to figure out where you came from. And it's not always about the science. It's not always about the faith. It has to be that deep-seated thing within you that says, this is where I'm from. This is who I am. And that leads to the third question. Why am I here? See, you've got to follow these questions in the order that they're given, because one leads to the next. Who am I? Where did I come from? Why am I here? Very important questions. And they're questions that we need to discover an answer to for ourselves. That is why I've developed this personal success development video series. That is why I do these videos for the past, 2 years and 1 quarter. That is why I'm developing a coaching and training business, because I believe that we need to answer these questions. And I want to help you build a framework to answer them, but you have to answer them for yourself. Fourthly, what can I do? Now, this question really starts to bring things into focus, because it helps us realize that we have an ability. God created us in such a way that each one of us has a purpose, has a plan, has an ability that we need to share it with the world. And one of my abilities I have started sharing with the world, and that is teaching and training and helping and building a framework for people to grow and to flourish. That is why I've got almost 500 videos online now, because I have something to give to this world. What is your ability? What are you bringing to the table? What do you need to take care of this temple for? Why do I seek for your help? What is your ability? And finally, in this list of 5, where am I going? Now that is a very, very big question, because that question doesn't just represent my future, it also represents my goals, my plans. It does represent where I'm going to spend eternity. It does represent where I'm going to take my family. It represents all these things. So the journey of where am I going is very important. So we've got to ask ourselves, who am I? Where did I come from? Why am I here? What can I do? What's my ability? And where am I going? I'm leaving you with questions this morning. And these are questions we need to answer as we develop a sound mind. Have an amazing day. God bless you. And we will talk to you next time on Developing a Sound Mind.